what teeth you need to go over. And so it's hard, I know, and I'm sitting here looking at y'all because I've been in your shoes, I've been in your situation where it's hectic and it's crazy and you just need to get finished with something and move on to the next thing. But if I can encourage you to just slow down just a second and see what teeth those students need, then that's really gonna blow up your scores in a good way at the end result. And so what it is not is, it's not whole group instruction. And so small group is small group. It's 2, 3, maybe 4 kids. It could be maybe a little bit higher in circumstances, but it's not whole group. It's not going to work out that way. Whole instruction is what it is, whole instruction. That's during your main minutes of instruction time, not the whole 90 minutes that you get. Filling in the gaps is small group. You should fill in the gaps and not just make up something, not just make up work, not just busy work, not just here, do this addition problem or do this addition worksheet. It's not just worksheets. It can be, but it's not just worksheets. Scaffolding, and I gave you all scaffolding reports that we're going to talk about here in just a second. But so when they come to me, I might not be just working on 4th grade skills if I have 4th grade students with me. If they're working on multiplication in 4th grade, then I'm looking at what teaks that student missed on their reports, the Renaissance reports, and then I scaffold it down by using that report. And we're going to talk about and do an activity with that report. But I might work on repeated addition from 2nd grade if it's a 4th grade student that's missed 3rd grade teaks for that and 2nd grade teaks for that. So I'm going to work on repeated addition, problems like that with that student. So it's not really multiplication like y'all see it in 4th grade, but because they're not at that level and they're not understanding multiplication, they're not understanding it for a reason. So you have to scaffold it back. It's not busy work, it's engaging, and it's not just computer. I put computer on that side because it's easy to do, be like, oh, this is small group time, go get on the computer. And then that's what you do every single day. Well, it's not just that, because some kids are not going to learn that way. Some kids are not going to focus in on that, and then you're going to have disruptions, and you're going to have behavior issues. You got to break it up a little bit. And so those kids that might not like the programs like Education Galaxy or MobiMax now that we have it, or even Prodigy. I know a lot of y'all use Prodigy, but some kids don't focus that way. They don't like it. So it's not all the time that. It is sometimes, because when they come back to me, I see 2 or 3 and 2 or 3 is on the computer. And then the next day, I see the ones that were on the computer with me. And then we rotate. So that computer is a program. Education Galaxy is good. MobiMax, I think, is better. It's filling in the gaps. And so it's working on their level. I have a 4th grader now that's working on counting on MobiMax. Well, that's where they're at. I might not be able to get with counting with them, but they can get it on MobiMax. And so it's easy to stick them on the computer all the time, but not all the time. The next part we're going to talk about is scaffolding report, and it's going to be kind of a mixture because we're all different grade levels in here. So I gave you all a lead forward snapshot of your teams. You probably already know them. If you don't, they're on there. But those are just your teaks. The green teaks are the readiness teaks, and the yellow teaks are the supporting teaks. And then on the back, now if you haven't realized this, the state of Texas used to do report in categories, 1 through 4 for math, but now they don't. They're called items. And so it's just 4.2, so that's all the 4.2 or 2.2 or 3.2 teaks mixed in together. So it's called Introduction to Decimals for 4th grade, whole numbers for 2nd grade. That's just that report for your info, so you can see what your teaks are. The scaffolding report, so your scaffolding report, it's breaking up, like I said, for 3rd grade, the first page says representation comparison of whole numbers. 2nd grade says representation comparison of whole numbers, and 4th grade says that also. And so, well, my copy on fourth grade got messed up, so I'm not really sure what the fourth grade one says. And that's why I needed a document camera. So if you bear with me, because it's gonna be a little hectic. I was gonna show you, but it's kind of hard for y'all to see. So at the top, there's a, I know this is hard to see. So right here, this is a fourth grade, this is a second grade TEKS. And so what you would look at would be your TEK, your grade level TEK. So everyone on the first page, look at your grade level TEK. You can see above it is the grade level higher, and then below it is grade levels below. Your TEK, if it is second grade, it says 2.2B, 2.2A, the green is readiness, the yellow is supporting. And then if a student is, you're working on using standard word in expanded form, but that student is not there because in first grade they missed a TEK, or kindergarten they missed a TEK, you can scaffold down to those TEKs. And so that gives you a good, it goes all the way down on there. But if you have a student, like all your lower high-risk kids come out and go to pull-out intervention, the kids that you see, you might have some kids that are above grade level. Well, then you can scaffold up on the chart also. So look at it for a second, and I'm gonna come around and kind of talk with fourth grade, and then I'm gonna talk with third grade, which third grade I've already talked with y'all a lot about it. Look at it for a second, I'm gonna come around to your grade levels, just so I can make sure you understand what the report is. Telling them, I thought, oh, I asked for a projector, but I didn't think about the document camera in here. Okay, I do have one. So, fifth grade, I don't have a copy of yours because I gave it out. And so, okay. So, on fourth grade, have y'all seen the scaffolding report before? Yeah. I don't look at this every single day, but I do for the week if I know I'm going to be working with a student that is on a second grade level, and I know that you're working on compose and decompose numbers up to 100,000. Well, that student's not going to get 100,000. They don't understand it right now. And so I'll quickly glance at this and see what the second grade TEK is, what the third grade TEK is, so I can scaffold it down for them. It's not like I have all this memorized, and I don't have all the grade level TEKs memorized, but this is just a quick, good review. Like, I have this in my notebook, and I look at this weekly. And I'll look at it and think, okay, so in third grade, they went to 100,000. Second grade, they just went to 1,200. Well, if I'm working with 100,000 with that student, and they're still not understanding it, then I'm going to scaffold it down even more and go to 1,200, a second grade TEK. And so this just helps you keep track, making sure that we're being data-driven, TEK-led, make sure you're understanding the TEKs for those kiddos. Start by y'all ready? Yeah. So I was telling them, the second grade, when I look at that with the TEK, we're gonna look at starters. But if that student is not, which a lot of your students that I see are not also. So using standard word and expanded form up to 1,200. So I don't look at this every single day. I look at it weekly. If I know that I'm going to be working with Johnny and I know that he's on the pre-K level, and I'm going to get this out and I'm going to go down and see what I need to teach him that's going back up y'all. I might not exactly teach up to 1,200 in the classroom because I'm trying to fill in the gaps, and that's what small group is. So when you're in small groups, you might have kids that go above, and you might have kids that are still below that didn't get pulled out. And so this is just a good reference. I keep this in my binder. I look at it weekly. It's a good go-to document. So, and Kelly, have you seen this? I know.
I haven't seen this one.
Oh, do you? Oh. You mind if I share that with me? I'd love it, because I like digging into data different ways, so I would.
But yeah, no, this is good.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
right there. But you can see how it flows together, like the fourth grade students are, well, this is the second grade one, but the fourth grade student, and you can see where they're at, and how many grade levels below.
Yeah.
Good, yeah, if you don't want to share that, with me, I would love that. Okay, so, it will come back together again. Have y'all got on Renaissance besides just looking at the grade equivalent yet? Like pulled any other reports or anything like that? There's a report on there that's the instructional planning report. Y'all seen that? And so it doesn't tell you the grade equivalency on that report. You have to go to a different report for that, so I don't understand that. But on this report, it tells you what the students need to be working on. And so I guess when we used to do Star Renaissance in the past, they didn't have this report, or I don't remember this report. Do you remember this report? Yeah, I don't either. But it's nice because that test that they take, and we're going to take it this next week, it will tell you, which this is a third grade student, and down at the bottom, she has personal financial literacy. She doesn't need to work on anything. But for numbers and operations, she needs to work on stuff, and it says what grade level she is. So a second grade T, she needs to work on knowing ruler units equal in size and span with no gaps. And then on the back is the rest of it. It says for second grade, she needs to work on compared to 3-digit numbers, standard symbols, no basic addition facts with 20, no basic subtraction facts, add within 100, subtract within 100. So it tells you what that student needs to be working on. So when they come to me, they've already taken the test. And y'all all monitored them. So it was a good, accurate test, besides maybe a few that are a little knuckleheads. But I pulled this report, and it tells me exactly what I need to work on with that student and what grade level it is. So really, I don't have to go in and try to figure it out myself. I just pull this report, and that's what I do with that student. And so that other paper that I gave you, that looks like this, that was over there on the side, everyone has that one? Now this, the one I printed off was just a second grade example. Those teaks up at the very top are all the teaks for second grade that are readiness that's on this instructional planning report. And so this is how I track the students and when I see them and what I do. So for an example, well actually it's a fourth grade, I said it's a second grade, but it says Poe right there, I just now realized. And so this is my fourth grade group and I blacked out their names. But the very first student that says Poe, does everyone see that part? He's on 3.0, in October he went to 2.5. And so I already retested him and because he's in tutoring and he's at 2.5, so he went down. So on Star Renaissance it can go up, it can go down, just know that. If you're not paying attention to those students that are, challenging, then they can click through it and then make a lower grade, which is his issue right now. And so I really need to make him retake it because he's not on a 2.5. Some kids might be. They might have regressed for a home situation or something like that. So that's possible. But usually they're not going to go down grade levels. And then on Moby Max, he's at a 3.0. But if you see across there, I put check mark boxes. And he has 2.9G, 2.8A, 2.2F, 2.2D. And he doesn't have the other TEKS. Now this is a fourth grade student, and this is a second grade TEKS page because he's not on fourth grade yet. So when he comes back to me, I automatically know I'm working on second grade TEKS with this student. And so I will just quickly put a date right there next to that check mark box. And if I feel like he's completed it, I might color code it. I might color code it a red, or I might color code it a yellow or a green with a highlighter to see if he's gotten it or not, put a check mark. And then later on, throughout the week, go back and update my document on the computer. So this is what I pull for small groups. So if you would like this document, I have it for second, third, and fourth. I have mine in a whole big view, but I didn't print that off for y'all because it's really small. I like looking at the whole thing, and I can look at small letters like that because this drives me crazy because I have to look at the whole thing. Where are they at? How many teaks do I have to teach? And that's how I kind of plan out what I do. But this is a Google Doc, and I can share it with each grade level. That way, when you're pulling back kids, you can see, you can use it as just check mark boxes, whatever you want on there. So these two is what I do in small groups every single day. And now this small group lesson that we're doing today, it's what I do. You can do what you do and what's best for your classroom. I'm giving ideas that I know that's worked for me in 4th grade and what's worked for me in small groups now. And so if you would like to take them and use them, try them. If you have questions about them later, let me know, ask me, I don't mind. I don't mind coming and helping also. So an activity that we're going to do is, I'm gonna give you a 3rd grade teach, and this is for my 4th grade students. And if you kind of bunch up in 4th grade's kind of together, 3rd grade, you're gonna have to get together, and then 2nd grade, and then Mary Ruth and Miss Jennifer, y'all can get with whatever grade level you want to get with. I want you to look at this report and then see what you would do. Just have conversations about what you would do, what you would teach. Does that make sense? So look at it. What teaks are they missing? What can we work on? How many students on this report, because this is just one class, how many students is missing that one teak? Would it be better to just do a whole group with this because all of them are missing it? If all of them are missing it, then maybe it was something I did. Maybe I need to reteach it. Probably so. If it's just a few of them, can I just pull back those few? So I just want you to kind of look at it, conversations, and then we'll come back together on it.
This me. Jennifer, you.
Which this is 3rd grade, so y'all can look at it.
What?
I was asleep this morning.
I stayed up way too late last night.
Oh,
I think it's right here.
What?
It is too cold. That hair needs to be hard.
No, it doesn't.
Turn the air on. I was like, more sweater today.
No, I need a
If you
coat.
had on meat on your bones, that's not come to it.
He had a whole,
It's still off.
because he's tired, you try to fall asleep in the car, but you're like, harder. So now I feel like.
I'm not looking forward to that stuff. Thanks.
Is there
This
like
one right
a
here.
time limit you want me to keep
Here it
that
says
going?
Yeah, you can go ahead and turn it off. It's at 18. I just have to have a little minute. I'm just gonna give you about 5 minutes. It's not gonna be